Pakistan. So in those four test matches, he missed out on 100. Didn't pick up 100, but he did manage to score 431 runs with 550s. And again, looking the part in these conditions.
Too high. Too high. Good call from umpire Riaz. It was certainly straight. A bit of extra bounce, taking it over the top of the stumps.
Yeah, we've seen on the surface the ball has bounced quite a lot after pitching. That one came back in also. Yeah, would have gone over the stumps. But I like what he's doing, Brad Evans. Ooh, have a look at this angle. Would have gone above, way above the stumps. So spot on from the umpire.
That will run away. Yamuri puts in the effort, a great effort down at fine leg, but he won't save the boundary. So 20 overs gone. Bangladesh moving along nicely now. 69 for 2. Nominal. Total control now. 44 ball, 37 thus far. Oh, that's nicely done. He gets a hand on it, so it won't go to the boundary.
He's struggled there, hasn't he? As well as Shanto, but he'll pick up the second run. I spoke about Mominul's experts with the bat in those four test matches, four test match wins. That's the last ball. It's an expensive, turned out to be an expensive over. It had all in it. There's a couple of 3 boundaries. That's the last one. And a drop catch.
Yeah, this is good from Garawa. He really is zoning into that area now. Couple of deliveries just going away in the previous over. Couple of this just angling into the left-hander. So showing that he's got the ability to do both with the ball. As long as you can consistently hit that area, then you've got an opportunity either side. Inside edge and outside edge. There was a noise, but it wasn't ball on bat.
He went for the full, didn't he? Just a little bit extra bounce. Forcing Tobato to play square of the wicket on the onside. Shanto also was in good nick in the last four test matches, picking up 200s. But Mominul Haq has been the most impressive so far. He just understands the condition and adapts very quickly. Loosna, low full toss to get his first boundary. That's a classical looking drive on the offside. Well, even that one, the ramp shot. Lucky on that occasion, soft on hand. Having kicked with his legs. Probably the shot great when he was this drive on the onside. But he also needs to understand that it's not been easy to see his partner. And both have been involved in quite a few good partnership in the recent past. 170 they added for the third wicket, which was against Pakistan in the first test in the first innings. Then again 105 versus Pakistan in the second innings for the third wicket. So they know both very well in terms of how to go ahead and do their job, but completely different conditions here.
He's let that one go. Wide called actually. Riaz, standing in his first test. The Zimbabwean bowlers will test Shanto with that short ball because they know he'll take it on. Already seen him take one on in the previous overs. More often than not, he'll look to play the pull shot. Natural stroke maker. Oh, there it is. Lovely areas from Garava, 72 for 2.
Bowling over.
If you look since 2025, most runs scores for Bangladesh in Test cricket. Najmul Shanto right at the top in 9 matches, averaging 50. Back live. It is so important for Zimbabwe to realize that you got to knock them over quickly, otherwise they will hurt you. Shanto averaging more than 50. Mushfiq Rahim yet to come into bat. Same kind of an average, nominal 46. Even Little Das is not in the side due to his injury, 58, and Shadam Islam who's already back in the pavilion. So, but the top 3 names will be crucial because these are the ones that are still available for them to bat throughout the innings. They've been very good. And when you are in that sort of a touch, when you are in that sort of a form, then your team expects a little bit more. You spoke about the consistency that Bangladesh is looking forward to. And you're having a really good purple patch. Continue as long as possible.
One of the Zimbabwean bowlers who's been happy to go both over and around the wicket so far this morning, Brad Evans. Just gives the batter something to think about, especially early on in their innings. Left-handers will be more used to the right arm over going across them. You've also got the option of around the wicket. You can angle the ball into the left-hander and take it away. So we'll try that earlier.
There is still movement, which is there is still something in for the seamers here on this pitch. And they're creating the chances. I think important that they keep doing it for a longer period of time to apply a little bit more pressure. It's all about creating pressure, putting the seed of the doubt in the batter's mind. He's been impressive, Brad Evans.
Well bowled, but it's an even better lead. We saw one in the previous over that nipped back and struck him on the body. This shows you a man who knows exactly where his off stump is.
Yeah, when you speak about the bounce, you can still have a look at that particular delivery that also comes back a shade, gets a shape back into the left hander. So maybe not a bad idea to again invite Momin Haq to look to drive.
So 72 for 2.
Isolation, right? Yeah, Paris sir. Abdul, sir. ओए साइकिल भागल रे
Looking at the partnership, Joy was unlucky. Momin Shadman added 30. They were looking good, and then Shadman got himself dismissed. And again now, the best partnership so far. Shanta and Momin has added 36.
Zarabani. Changes from the city end to the golf course end. See if he'll have better luck with this approach. Still has the 3 slips maintained. Gully. That's where you want to be. Now, that end, the city end where he's bowling into, you would have seen that this morning at the pitch report that they found just a little bit more grass. The grass that's that end is a different type of grass. The blades are a little bit thicker. As we take a look at that previous over. Very nice. And because the blades are a bit thicker, it just gives the ball a little bit of extra bounce, a bit of extra kick, and seams around more.
This is a kind of surface, even if you score a few runs, you're never in as a batter because there's so much happening. Have a look at those last 2 deliveries. That is a beauty. Just needed a little bit of luck and a little bit of an outside edge, and he would have been on his way. That is terrific. Muzamani hitting the right areas, right length, and it's got height to produce unplayable deliveries. And I don't know whether you remember my pitch report. I said this is a kind of a pitch where seamers will be licking their lips. So this is going to be my day. But at the end of my pitch report, I was asked by Ed Rainsford that what do you think a batter needs to do? I said, leave as many balls as you can to the keeper. Let it go to the keeper. Let the shine get off the ball. Don't try to play it. Try to play the ones that are really close to the body. But if it's just a couple of inches away from the off stump, the curve of uncertainty, let it go to the keeper.
That's all that Momin Haq has done so far in his innings, and that's why he's been successful. Knowing that off stumpers, a little bit of patience. Saw a ramp shot earlier on in his innings, but also that just tells you that he's trusting the surface. He knows there's extra bounce, so that is a good percentage cricket shot to play, even though it was early in the innings. I don't think he would have got any wood on that if he was holding a door. 72 for 2. friendly test, Zimbabwe versus Bangladesh. That's how the session's gone. 23 overs, 72 runs, 12 fours. You'll feel on this surface, Zimbabwe only having employed the faster bowlers, that's a few too many. In the same vein, it's hats off to this man in particular, because he's played the conditions on this surface extremely well thus far.
Yeah, he's fighting hard. He's a fighter, Momin Al Haq. But what about the last two overs? Especially the last over, Tina Moyo. Muzrabani bowled a beautiful over. Terrific over. He got the idea right in terms of line and length, and he had gone past the bat not once, not twice, but thrice. All he needed was a little bit of luck. The last two overs have also been maiden, so they're applying a little bit more pressure.
That previous over of his looks like he's learned from his first bout, because it wasn't quite full enough either. So good.
And I'm sure the batters or the team in the dressing room will be keeping a very close eye to the TV monitors if they have one. But what about that lever from Momin Al Haq? You can actually play on the bounce. It's on the stumps. Remember, it's on the stumps, but he still leaves it because he knows, he trusts the bounce. And it has been even. It's a really good leave from Momin Al Haq.
He's just looked so organized. Just waited for Zimbabwean bowlers to err. Line or in length, and he's taking advantage of that. Apart from that, the same age-old Mominal. Wants to spend time in the middle.
And that's exactly his prime objective, isn't it? To spend time in the middle as long as possible. Well, this is the last few overs have been very good. Not a single run in this over. Nothing in the previous over or the one before that.
Nicely done. For the first time today, just walks down the wicket, picks the gap beautifully in front of square on the onside. 4 to end the 24th, 76 for 2. Most lucrative partnership this for the third wicket in the Bangladesh innings so far.
What an over that was, the last over from Muzrabani. He was asking questions, but what about the shot, the last delivery that Momin Al Haq plays? He goes down the track and he clips it nicely in the air, but in the gap. Spore written all over it. Dry smile. But they also need to remember this could be the last over before lunch, Tino. So you really don't want to get out at this stage of the game. Can he pick up a wicket? Muzrabani. Lets it go to the keeper. It's been a struggle, a bit of a struggle for Douglas and Shanto, even though he has been in a really good touch. Couple of hundreds in the last 4 test matches. But he's only scored 9 runs and he's faced 35 deliveries. Because the bowlers have bowled really good. Especially when he's on strike. He he was on strike when he bowled his last over, Mushrabani. It was a maiden. He gone past the bat twice. Looking at that over, or rather speaking about it, we'll show you the viewers what we are talking about. That's the first delivery. Past the bat, that is a beauty. Again a beauty. Just didn't have had any luck whatsoever. That was an excellent delivery. What an over. Looked like a wicket taken over from the word go. Didn't happen, you know. It's a funny game, isn't it?
Oh, that struck nicely. Good backing up from Nyauchi. Nyauchi, beg your pardon. Nyamuri. Because the captain's collected that and he's thrown it very quickly. As we were just talking about that previous Sarabani over, that's the grit that you need from Shanto in particular. It's been tough for him. Remember the opportunity created Chungarava a few overs ago, put down at third slip. These are the moments you need to find through. Just a couple more balls, you can have your lunch, take a recess, restart your innings. Well under it.
You know what? When he was on strike, this is the last over before lunch, and you still have very good, strong slip scored. But I still feel that perhaps they could have added another extra fielder in the slip scored. Maybe the fielder went mid on because he's targeting the offside. And you don't want to see the last ball before lunch going in between the slip and the gully fielder.
Negotiated. And the confident unstrapping of the glove means that Bangladesh have successfully negotiated that final over. Umpire Riaz calls lunch at Harare Sports Club. And it's a session that that man can look back at and be pretty satisfied. 25 overs. 76 runs, a couple of wickets, none in that last half of this lunch session, so Bangladesh will go away. I just feel that they put in some good resistance there as well.
Yeah, Joy went out cheaply, was a little bit unlucky. Sharman also looked set when he got out, but it is due to Mominul Haq and Nazmul Shanto, who've added 40 runs. At lunch on day one are 76 for two.
First wicket to go was early on in his spell. In fact, it was in his first over. Disappointment for Hassan Joy. He felt that he didn't get anything on that. The umpire thought differently. For one when that wicket fell, and then in the first over, Brad Evans, the outside edge, comfortably taken. That second slip by Craig Irvin, he's got a good pair of hands. 36 for 2 at that stage, Bangladesh, but since then, it's been a good partnership between these two. Move the score along nicely to 76 for 2. Those 2 wickets, as you've just seen, taken by Nyamuri and Evans. Garavam Zarabani, feel those first spells not what they are worthy of, but they both come back and looked a lot better in their second spells. So it's lunch on day one of this only test between Zimbabwe and Bangladesh at Harare Sports Club. We'll see you in about half an hour's time.